What's up everyone, this is H2Hubb with H2Hubb, and we're here to do a demonstration video for the Nanobubble hydrogen water system. This system recently passed our performance standards, which can be found on our website for recommendation purposes. And so this system is one of the best performing hydrogen water systems we've yet to be able to analyze. And so we want to go ahead and do a demonstration video for the product, showing you its basic functionality and the components that come with it. And so let's go ahead and begin. Here's the back of the system. It really only has two things back here that's important for us to know about. One is the master switch, and this allows for power to come to the system. And then here is the actual drain port for the electrolysis reservoir that sits right here. And it comes with a little thumb screw, and you just screw it off. And then you can remove the actual green plug, and it will drain the reservoir. And you can screw this back on. It will give you some of the specs on the actual device itself. Also here on the back of the unit is the actual reservoir. This is not a flow-through system. This is more of a batch system. So it holds about 2.5 liters of water, or about a half a gallon, in its reservoir, for its drinking water reservoir. It does come with a lid that you can pull off and then pour in your drinking water, your preferred drinking water. And then it actually, you just place that back on. This actually is able to be pulled off as well. And so it pulls off, and you can set this here down on the side. With this actually pulled off, it actually has a separate compartment, like I said, for the actual electrolytic cell reservoir, or the electrolysis reservoir. This device is a PMSPE system, so it only requires distilled water, and you would put distilled water in this actual section here. It has a little lock cap that pulls off for the reservoir. You will put in distilled water and fill this up. It has, I think it's about 750 milliliters of water that actually when it's actually full. And then you go ahead and place your cap in there and put it into the lock position. Now this reservoir does have to be seated properly, because it does have a sensor. And so when you seat it, it'll allow for the system to be able to function properly. Now, one other thing that is important going over the backside of the system is that this system does have what's called an integrated filter, and that's their label for it. But it is really the dissolver mechanism within the system, or the dissolving technology to help hydrogen to dissolve into the water. This particular device is specialized for producing a smaller scale of nanobubbles of hydrogen gas. And so they actually have that in here. So you slide this piece back once this is pulled off, and then you can pull this piece off, the lid, and then you can get to the actual integrated dissolver filter for the system. This does have to be replaced. The system will notify you when it's time to replace it. And it has a little button here that allows you to press this down to remove it. And so if you were to push this in, it will let go. Now you can grab the handle itself, and you allow you to pull it up. And so, like I said, this does have to be changed periodically. When you want to put it back in, you would just press it down, and it clips in place. And then you will set your lid back on and slide it to where it clips. And then you can actually put the actual drinking reservoir back on the system. And now it's putting water into the unit and running its process to actually produce the smaller scale nanobubbles of hydrogen that it actually produces within the water. So next we'll go ahead and show you the front side of the system, and we'll go over some of the functionality of what the device actually has to offer. All right, so this is the front side of the system. It will have the tray for your cups and the dispensing button for dispensing the hydrogen-rich water. You also have your function buttons, and this device allows you to have different water temperatures for your hydrogen-rich water. And so they have a button for room temp, they have a button for warm, and they have a button for hot. Now the system, like I said, it ranges from room temperature, but the hot goes all the way up to about 60 degrees Celsius or about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is awesome for tea yeah, for producing tea. So but they are touch sensitive, so you just touch the button and it'll allow you to switch. Now something that you might notice is that I touched the hot water function and the red light on the lock button came up. This is a safety feature that they offer with the device. It helps to keep your kids from dispensing hot water that could otherwise hurt them. And so in order to actually activate that setting, you need to hold the lock button down until the red light goes off, and now you can actually dispense hot water or hot hydrogen-rich water. And so then you can go back to the drinking water setting. It will have an indication light. This indication light will have variations. It'll have variations to indicate different things going on with the system. For instance, if it flashes a number of times, it will let you know that the drinking water reservoir is low on its water. If it flashes, well, I should say, it ranges from blue to yellow and to red, and based upon those different colors, you can know what's going on with this system. It's an indication light. So like I said, if it flashes yellow a number of times, it can indicate that the actual drinking water reservoir is low on its water. You need to replace the water. These indication lights can also tell you when the actual integrated filter needs to be replaced, or the dissolving component for the system. And so that is the front side of the unit and its basic functionality. They do have a reset button. This reset button is when you replace your actual integrated filter or the dissolving component for the device. Once you replace it, you push the reset button and it will restart the actual timing circuit for the actual filter itself. And so that is the basics of it. We'll go ahead and run some water through it. This system does have a preparation state, and so when you first get your unit, they will have you flush the system. If you go through the menu, you have to flush the system the first time, and then after that, it can undergo a preparation state. I think for up to about 10 minutes. And then it's good to go. And so depending on the time frames from you actually drinking the water throughout the day, it may take anywhere from instantly dispensing to about 5 seconds to dispense the water based upon where the system's at. So I can go ahead and show you the warm. Each one is going to have a different flow rate. As you go up in your temperature, the flow rate of the water will decrease some, but it's instant as well. It will take a moment for it to start heating and then dispensing the water, and so that's how that works. And then I'll go ahead and bring in another cup and then set this here, and then I can show you the hot water function. So you will push the hot button and then push the lock until the red light goes off, and then now you can do the hot water. Now this is really great feature with the device. It produces instantaneous hot hydrogen-rich water, and like I said, it's great for producing tea. We've done it a number of times with this system, and just a great function with the actual device itself. We've actually tested the dissolved hydrogen concentration at its actual saturation point at 140 degrees. So the system is very good at dissolving the hydrogen gas up to its saturation point or above. And so in the next video, we'll actually show you, in the test video, we'll actually go ahead and show you that. We'll go ahead and show you some of the, we'll show you the dissolved hydrogen concentration of the system. You can purchase this device through H2Hubb through our recommendations. This is an approved, recommended product by ours. And you can find more details on our website about it. The actual manual is there. Something that I did want to mention about the system in particular is that they only offer the 220 version of this device. And so if you're outside of the States, that's typically not an issue. But if you are in the States, we are on 110. So in order for you to use the system here, you will have to get what's called a step up or step down transformer or converter. They can range anywhere from $50 to about $150. And I'll go ahead and show you mine. All right, so this is my actual step up, step down transformer or converter. As I mentioned earlier, this device is designed to be utilized on 220 voltage, but we utilize 110 voltage here in the States. So this actual converter will allow you to actually run your system on 110 voltage. It will convert it for you to allow the system to be able to function properly. We actually at H2Hubb have taken the liberty to source some decent options for it. This is a 2,000 watt converter, but there is an actual 3,000 watt converter that might actually be better to use with the system. The actual heating coil when you're actually producing the hot hydrogen-rich water, means that the system is going to require, I think, upwards of 1,600 watts of power to be able to produce the hydrogen-rich water at the temperature that it's designed for. And so your converter needs to be rated properly if you're going to use this device. But like I said, we've taken the liberty to try to point you guys in the right directions with a converter that works with the system. This is what we use, and it's worked great. Other than that, this device is actually, like I said, available through H2Hubb with a 20% discount. So that means that this unit typically runs about $2,500, but that makes it actually $2,000, which is at this point in time is an amazing price for a system like this compared to other devices on the market. That price point allows it to be, like I said, above a lot of systems in value, but pretty much have higher quality than a lot of other units that are actually on the market. And so you can actually access that here. And then, like I said, on H2Hubb, I will actually have a link on their actual page to quality converters that can work for the system. This is the demonstration video for the Nanobubble hydrogen water system. In the next video, we'll go ahead and test out the dissolved hydrogen concentration. So catch you next time at the H2Hubb.